do me dirt, 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 dirt. So me for that work, 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 work. When you walk a line, in the girl with murder, da, 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 da. Try me, I deserve it. Let the devil lurking. Yeah. You make a like, now you don't like it. You know I dealt with you the nicest. Nobody touched me in the right. Nobody touched me in a crisis. I believe that all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my patience. You took my heart, all my sleep, a decoration. You mistaken with love, I brought for you for foundation. All that I wanted from you was to give me something that I never had, something that you never seen, something that you never been. But I wake up and nothing's wrong. Just get ready for work, 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 work. To me, I be work, 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 work. To me, I be work, 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 work. See me do me dirt, 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 dirt. So me for that work, 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 work. When you walk a line, in the girl with murder, da, 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 da. Try me, I deserve it. Let the devil lurking. Yeah. You make a like, now you don't like it. You know I dealt with you the nicest. Nobody touched me in the right. Nobody touched me in a crisis. I believe that all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my patience. You took my heart, all my sleep, a decoration. You mistaken with love, I brought for you for foundation. All that I wanted from you was to give me something that I never had, something that you never seen, something that you never been. But I wake up and nothing's wrong. Just get ready for work, 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 work. To me, I be work, work, work.
Hey y'all, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Mocha Mima. Welcome to my channel. Oh, y'all, I have not been feeling good. Welcome to my channel. Ooh, goodness, I am not feeling good today, y'all. So just bear with me. I'm going to try to get through this. I haven't been feeling good over the past few days. So y'all, welcome to my recap of Summer House Martha's Vineyard. We're still in season 1, hoping for season 2, episode 7. It ain't all rose. Y'all, before I get into it, we had some breaking news this afternoon. Y'all, finally, I knew it was coming. They tried to gaslight us last year with the fugaziness. Monique, you all know I can't stand her, but Monique Samuels filed for divorce from Chris Samuels after 10 years of marriage. According to the blog, she filed back in April. And then she did a revision to the filing last week in Montgomery County, Maryland Superior Court. So I'm going to have to tap into my contacts down in Montgomery County and see what's going on with that. So once again, Monique Samuels filed for divorce from Chris Samuels after 10 years of marriage. They just celebrated their 10 years. I know they celebrated an anniversary this year, I believe, recently. Maybe back in March or April or so, they celebrated an anniversary. So she must have just ran to divorce court after that. Child, this is it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. So we'll probably talk about this more on Thursdays. I have to see what my schedule is going to be for Thursday because I have I'm officiating a wedding, so I have the wedding rehearsal to do. So I have to see how I'm going to navigate Thursdays. So, but we are going to talk about it. I have to see if maybe I might move it to tomorrow night. I have to look it over and see. But we are going to definitely talk about them, or I may do a separate video for them alone. I have to see exactly what I'm going to do. Child, this right here with them. So, y'all, let's get into the Summer House cast. So, let me see here. Let me go to my notes. So we pick back up with trashy Shanice on the balcony with no shirt on, wiggling her teeny tiny boobies at everybody. And everyone is looking embarrassed. Jasmine tells her to go get dressed. She is just problematic. I'm just so sick of her. They're outside at this beautiful table. I think it's Jazz. I keep getting them mixed up. I think it is Jordan that asked Alex about him having some drinks this summer. Of course, Bria's not out there because she needs a little mental health break for them after what happened the night before. Simon brings her food. He tells her about what happens with Shanice. And of course, she's saying that nobody paid any attention about what she did, when she was in the hot tub with her man with no clothes on. But now they see how problematic Shanice is. You know what? They're all becoming problematic with me. I'm trying to hang in there with this show. You know what? It's just the elements that separate this show from other shows to me that's making me hang in there for it. But it's just like some of the stuff, like they need to. I hope when we come back next season that they've grown up, because this getting drunk and this all this other stuff is really getting old and tired for me. It may be because I was when I was the ages that some of them are. I mean, I wasn't getting drunk like that. I mean, I was drinking and having a good time, but some of this other stuff is too much. And it's also, I'm like, are you playing to the cameras and what the deal is? Like what is it's just it's too much. But anyway, um, they're out there at the table. Jasmine says to Shanice about talking to Alex. Shanice says, yeah, I'll talk to him later. And of course, Jasmine, I love you, Jasmine, but you're playing mini producer once again. So she's pushing the issue, and it becomes a big deal where Jordan intercedes, and Jordan is kind of being disrespectful. And this is the start of Jordan's breakdown. So she snaps on Alex about the whole thing. Alex leaves the table and comes back, and they get into it becomes a big back and forth thing, and they're with them at the table. Um, Shanice and she says she's a different person. Shanice, you're not a different person because you're still a party girl. You're still the OnlyFans model. Like you're still all those things that you claim you're not. You're still that. You may have toned it down one notch instead of 50 notches. You toned it down one notch, but you still act up. So they all go in. I'm just looking over my notes. I'm trying to cut my notes down. You know, they go in the house. Alex makes a joke to Jordan about her celibacy, saying there's a rumor about her and Preston sleeping together. And then that's when she goes off the deep end and she talks about being sexualized about the men in the house. Now, here's the thing about that whole thing. And it's not only her, like, of course, women and men are held to different standards, not only in this country, everywhere. They're held to different standards. And when you do things to sexualize yourself, this is like the video I did a few days ago about Sukihana. As women, when we do things, like our things are held against us forever. The internet is forever. And Bria brought up about when you look up Jordan's name, her name is Jordan Emmanuel. When you look up Jordan Emmanuel on the internet, it's always going to be her in that Playboy centerfold. Like there's decisions that we make that we may think in at that time that it's okay, it's no big deal, but these things follow us forever. And I'm not only talking about them, I'm talking about me, myself at my big age of almost 60. Like there's things that follow us forever. And what we have to do is we have to get okay with it. You know what I mean? And some of those decisions are, they could be good, it could be bad. I mean, Jordan, for you, you made the decision to pose naked in Playboy. You decide to work in that Playboy club. Like all these things, you decide to take your clothes off. and pose in that magazine. And you know what happens, what men do with that magazine. They don't sit there and have it at the kitchen table with their families. Most likely they take it somewhere and they jerk off to it. Sorry for the saying it, but that's what it is. That's what they do with it. So, and they sexualize you. So that's the decision you made to get money out of doing that. So, like, I don't feel sorry for you, Jordan. I don't feel sorry for you. And now you want to change up your image and you expect everybody to jump on that change up train. No, like you've gone celibate, and I understand because I've been on that journey myself, so I do understand that. However, it takes years to get there. Like before your celibacy journey, you were just in a situation with the guy that didn't work out good. So like these things take time. Like the men, even if they're being with the men in the house, you have to put up boundaries, and you have not done so. You let things go and you let them say little things or whatever when you didn't put your foot down and you didn't say anything at all. You laugh things off or whatever, and that's part of the problem. Women, you have to start putting your foot down on some of these things. Make sure y'all like the video out there. Like the video, subscribe, and click on the bell button. You have to put your foot down with certain things. You can't continue to laugh things off like, oh, whatever. You can't do that, and that's what she does. Amir takes it kind of hard. He gets upset. He walks out. Alex goes back and they all apologize and they're there catering to her and everything and kind of like babying her. And I'm like, and it may be just the age thing with me. I'm like kind of over it because I'm like, come on, like girl, you got to grow up. You made these decisions. So then I'm just looking at my notes. I do my notes with Google Docs, and I speak into my notes, and I don't know what the heck these notes are. This is crazy. Just trying to figure out what I put here because this is not what. Oh, I don't know what this is, but anyway, I'm just gonna go up. I can't. I don't know what this has. But then there's a point where Amir, Jordan, and Silas are in the kitchen, and Silas tells Jordan that she needs to talk to Amir, and they kind of talk and they piece things out. Um, there's a point where they're downstairs in the pool room, and they're talking about what happened and everything. They decide that they're going to have a soul food night and everything. So, and Preston decides he's going to do that for them. The ladies talk to Jordan about what happened, and with Alex. And Alex ends up calling his brother. They're going to do a big thing for the last night for the grand finale. Alex is doing the music. Nick is doing the decor type thing. They're going to have a thing called Lux on the Bluffs, along with the soul food dinner that they're doing. That Preston is really doing that. He's also going to have a pride party, and they're going to have a big deal for that. Jordan calls her father while they're cooking and everything. Jordan calls her father, but before that, Silas and Jasmine. I have so many issues with Silas. Jasmine irons Silas's pants. She gets something on his pants, and he starts getting upset. It just becomes a big deal, and I'm like, what the heck? Silas, iron your own stuff. They start going back and forth. He said he didn't want his things ironed. Like, then Jasmine needs to leave all that to him. Like, I don't get it. I just really don't get it. Um, so then that night they eat. The food really looks good. It's macaroni and cheese, it's greens, it's fried chicken, it's some plank steak, some baked potatoes, and some other stuff that all looks good. And they give the history to Amir. about how why it's called soul food, and how we were given the scraps of what was cooked for white people, what was left over, and how we made it this good food from our scraps. Nick also talks to his girlfriend Tasia, who's in Africa. She's coming home. It's like a 20-hour flight. It's like 2 10-hour flights that she's taking. So he's hoping that she'll make it there, I guess, for the last night. Um, so then when they go down, they have dinner and everything. Because dinner is, it's so funny when they're making dinner. Jasmine says, "Oh, be ready at 7:30," and Nick was like, "No," and it ends up getting ready at almost 9 o'clock. Because you know how long it takes to prep, cook, and all that stuff. Because greens take a while to cook themselves. You got to make sure you got cook those greens in enough water so that they cook good and they're nice and done. And it look like they cooked those greens. They didn't cut the stem off good, so those greens got to make sure they're cooked. And I know this was filmed back in. They filmed this, I think, in September. So those greens didn't have the frost hadn't hit them. So those greens needed to cook. If they have, they look like they have fresh greens, so them greens needed to cook. So after that they end up having the pride party. Preston gives some history on the Stonewall riots in New York back in the late '60s, early '70s and whatnot. So there's the straight men in the house, which is everybody except for Preston. They do a little Magic Mike type dance routine thing, and the ladies enjoyed it. Um, they have a good time and whatnot, dancing and having fun. And then that night when they go back to bed, everyone's taking it down for the night. But Silas is going to bring back. Well, first of all, Simon tells Bria that he feels like he's having a friendship with the guys and he's having fun with them. But then Silas brings it back from 20. This was filmed in 2022, so he goes back from 2022 to 1922. It's like, can we circle back around with what happened this morning, Silas? If you don't stop it, Silas, like Beyonce, how Beyonce said, if you whatever, you're gonna lose your wife. Like Silas, you is gonna end up divorced. Like, go back, go spin the round the block back for what? Like Silas, like come on, like talk about. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about, and like they really get into it. And she threatens Jasmine threatens like to open the door to let everyone hear how he's talking to her. Like it was absolutely ridiculous. And I know that he interviewed with Kim Pryor last week to try to clean up what was going on, but Silas, like, it's absolutely ridiculous. So the next morning, everyone gets up. They're starting to get dressed. Thank you, guys. Shanice is leaving. I won't have to see her, you know, on next week's episode. And she goes around. She's hugging everybody, saying she can't wait to come back to the Vineyard next summer. And she's saying that she doesn't care about what Alex says and everything, but she really needs to grow up. She really needs to grow up. That's not looking cute. Like eventually you're going to want a marriage, you're going to want family, you're going to want to want to put this behind you. And Shanice, it's like that's always going to be there. That is always going to be there. You being the party girl and all that, you're almost 30 years old. Like you still have the OnlyFans stuff that people know. Like there's so much stuff, Shanice. Like you need to really grow up if you want to have a successful relationship and everything. And you're gonna have to grow up. You're gonna have to do some work on yourself to be okay with the stuff that you did in the past, because that past stuff is gonna come creeping back up. I'm just so tired. I'm just tired of her. So anyway, she leaves. Goodbye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia. She could not go quick enough for me. So after that, Jasmine is talking downstairs to Jason. They're in the kitchen. He's talking about her idea of marriage versus Silas's idea of marriage. So they're chit chatting about that. She makes up Silas's breakfast. She brings Silas's breakfast up to him, and he kind of, I guess, like picks through it. And she's, saying to him, so like, you're not going to eat this or whatever. And he's like, it has too much starch in it. I don't like the bread and potatoes and all that. And I'm like, he's so controlling. He's so what is the word? It's like a lot of the stuff she can't get it right for him. Silas, you're just a big overgrown baby. You're like a taskmaster. You're like you're not willing to compromise or anything like that. Like I'm tired of him. I'm just really tired of him. I want to hang in there for them because I want to see black love, but it's like he's just like, why did you get married, Silas? Did you get married because your line brothers and whatnot are getting married? Like some people get married because they think that's the thing they should do when they're a certain age. They should all get married, and then I understand because that's what my first marriage was about. Like I got married because I thought that's what I should do. I was in my mid, close to mid 20s. I think I got my first marriage. I was 24 or 25 when I got married. So I thought that's what I was supposed to do at that age, get married, have kids. Like Silas, is that why you got married? I mean, him and Jasmine got married during the pandemic. They knew each other 6 months before they got married. I think they met online. Like, is that why you got married? Like, come on. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. So that's how the episode goes off. The two of them are giving each other these mean look. He's like giving her like the look he was giving her, like, no. I'm like, and that's it, y'all. I'm like, this. You know what, and it shows in the previews coming up. It shows like they're going to have after, I guess, after the party or whatever they have, the event that they have is over, they're going to talk about their marriage. Like I know from seeing online, it looks like they're still together. Wait, hold on, I gotta have a sip. My mouth is getting dry. I told you guys I'm not feeling that well. It looks like they're going to sit and they're going to talk, but it's like, what is going on? Like, what is really going on here with them? Like, what is the deal? Like, I'm not getting it at all with him. Like, the thing about it is, like, he wants her to be a wife from the 60s, or, you know what I mean? Like, I say 1922, which, is hyperbole, but he wants a wife from like the 1950s and 1960s. Like, that's not it's 2020 at this time for this. It's 2022 when this was filmed. Like, come on, like, Silas, you gotta. This is not it. She's a modern woman. She's a screenwriter or budding author, whatever she does. Like, bruh, you got to get with it. Like, this is not working. This is not working at all. It's not going to work. So, y'all, with that, I'm going to leave it like there. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching, hanging in with me. Like I said, I'm not feeling well. I think it's like I said in other videos, I was around my grandson. I think I got sick because of him, because he was sick for like 4 or 5 days. So I think that's what I may have. So, oh, hey, how are you, Marlene? Thank you for stopping by. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I got 200 subscribers now. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So yeah, you guys, next week is the season finale of this show. I'm really hoping that they get a reunion because I would love to see what's going on with them. I really want a second season, but in their second season, I really want them to clean up some stuff. Like, as far as I'm concerned, they need to can bring Bria back and Simon. And I don't know if you guys noticed with Simon, constantly. Thank you so much, Marlene. Simon constantly has his product placement. I guess his company, or I guess he's part of the company. Philippe Plien watches. I think they have watches and some different accessory, like really high end stuff. And like the shirt he had on had Plien on the back, and like the sweatshirts he had last week had it on. So he's really doing the product placement with that. Hey, I don't blame him. He has me knowing who it is now. I mean, I'm not gonna go buy any of their stuff at all, because if I'm gonna buy, I mean, I I don't even really wear watches. I had an Apple Watch what I gave to my daughter, and then I had an old Seiko men's watch that I had gotten from a boyfriend of mine from a few years back, and I still put that on because I like regular watches with the minute and the what you call it hand. I like that. I like those. I like those old things. So I still put that on every now and then. But and I don't spend like I wear my jewelry. I wear like I have some stuff from Tiffany's that I wear, and I keep it simple. So I don't wear all that high end stuff. I've never been that type of person at all. Um, I've never. I'm a silver person, so I stick to silver. I keep it kind of simple with what I wear and everything. So, mm-mm. And even like those Versace watches that he pulled up and all that stuff. To me, that stuff is too much. So I don't, But hey, do your thing. But like I was saying, if we go back to people to bring back Bria and Simon, because Bria, even though she was the antagonist, bring her back because she is something else, and we see that she gets into it with Simon again. So bring Bria back, bring back the Coopers, bring back Preston. You can bring back Nick too. I like Nick. I like Jason. I like Alex. The only one I say not to bring back is don't bring back Shanice because Shanice was doing too much. Summer, Summer was a little boring. Summer was boring. I would say bring back Mariah. I don't need more Summer. They could bring Mariah back. Don't bring back Phil. Leave Phil wherever he is. Leave him there. But swap out Summer and bring Mariah back. Shanice, or you could even keep Summer and leave Shanice. Don't bring Shanice back and bring Mariah. Definitely bring Mariah and bring Milo if you want, because Milo did start some things here, and we could do that and keep it going for next year. And I would love to see because they do this in September. I know that they have the Divine Nine that goes up there. They go up in August. The fraternities and sororities have like a Pan Hellenic week or whatever it is that in August. Also, there's the Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival that is up there. It's the MVAFF, I think is the initials of it, that is up there in August. I wish that they could have them see if they could do something during that week, or if they could get some of their people to come down. People that go up there every year, to get some of them to come there and do something special for the show or something. You know what I mean? When they go to film, if Bravo could arrange that. Bravo, you got the funds. I know I'm being in your pocketbook, but Bravo, you have the funds. If they could do that, that would be appreciated and an added touch to it. you know. So oh, excuse me, that would really be good if they did that. So you guys, with that, I'm gonna leave it there. So please join me. Look out for Thursday for when I do my Thirsty Thursdays. Like I said, I have to rearrange my schedule for that. Tomorrow night is the Married at First Sight reunion starts tomorrow night. It's the reunion for Nashville season. That season they only had one couple that stayed married. So I'm wondering how good the reunion is going to be. So I will have a recap of that. I have to figure out when I'm going to do that recap because, like I said, I'm officiating a wedding on Saturday, so I got to try to get that recap in. So let's see here, you guys. Let me take this down. So let me add my stuff up here. So I appreciate you guys being here. Hold on 1 minute.
Say it with me, kids. If protecting my peace makes me the villain, then bitch, my name is Thanos.
And you guys know that protect your peace at all times and at all costs. Remember that it is always about you. And I put on my YouTube today, I also had it on my Instagram. I had a one quote I had on my Instagram, and the quote is this: a reminder, broken people will break you. Just remember that. Broken people will break you. So let that sink in a little bit. Broken people will break you. So with that, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much and have a good rest of your evening.
Work, work, work. To me, I can work, 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 work. See me do me dirt, 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 dirt. So me for that work, 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 work. When you walk a line, in the girl, them hurt, try me, I deserve. Let the devil lurking. Yeah. You make a like, now you don't like it. You know I dealt with you the nicest. Nobody touched me in the right. Nobody touched me in a crisis. I believe that all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my patience. You took my heart, I'm a seed for decoration. You mistaken with love, I brought for you for foundation. All that I wanted from you was to give me something that I never had, something that you never seen, something that you never been. But I wake up and nothing's wrong. Just get ready for work, 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 work. To me, I be work, 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 work. You see me do me.